And we are live. So, hello and welcome everyone to yet another weekend webinar from Board Infinity. Today, we are joined with our coach Rahul. Today, he is going to share you tips to improve your resume and your problem solving skills. Well, these are two things which are most important if you want to crack into technical jobs. So, with that being said, hi Rahul sir, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Ayushya. How about you?
Yeah, doing great as well. So I'm pretty sure the learners are excited to know about, how they can make killer resumes and not only killer resume, they can have actual killer problem solving skills as well.
Yes.
So, sir, before we tell them, about how they can make a good resume and how they can, make their problem solving skills better, can you tell us a roadmap of a, typical interview be like? Like when is the resume part coming in? When is the problem solving part coming in? When a person is appearing for interviews and everything? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. First of all, thanks for being such helping me here. So yeah, I would like to start first, like when in the mostly organizations, in a daily basis, lots of emails and lots of resumes are coming in. Okay,
Right.
so I have read it somewhere in the Google, like mostly they are getting more than 2.5 to 3K resumes on the daily basis. So it will be very difficult for them in order to know just to
Right.
check like which resume is for which kind of role as it is. So basically, what they are doing that first of all, they are using a system that is called ATS. That's the application tracking system. So in
Right.
that application tracking system, basically they are feeding some keywords. Let's say they are going to hire SD engineer with 2 years of experience, something like that. So they will just feed this kind of keyword on the application system, and based on that, they will segregate like, okay, this is what this role. Let's say this is for SD role. They want a full stack developer or they want something else. So based on that, they are just segregating the resume. After that, again, the interviewer is or the HR panel is they are reviewing the resume. So
Right.
first of all, you should create a very first impression, like we used to say, first impression is the last impression. So, anyways, no one is going to check you physically, but first of all, the
Hmm.
very first contact will be your resume itself. So you should be very put whatever the information you are going to put it over there. That should be very crisp, very crystal and clear, and like we used to say that masala they are looking for, right? One
Right.
Tamil language. So yeah, everything should be like in a well format. You should not lie in your resume.
Right.
Whatever you are doing that, let's say you are an college fresher, first of all. So you should put if you have done some internship. So this
Right.
kind of information should come in a very top of the resume. Okay. But before that also I would like to mention one more thing which I have seen couple of college freshers which mistakes they are doing that they are not giving their LinkedIn profile link. Okay, they are
Hmm.
not putting their proper contact information. Let's say your resume got selected, how
Right.
they will reach out to you. So for that
Right.
proper contact information, your email address, this kind of relevant information should be there. That should be inside somewhere of your resume in a proper format. It's not like you have marked it somewhere else, your contact information written down in the below of the resume, and that should be always a one page format. It's not like
Right.
you have just taken at multiple pages. You can take it like
Hmm.
basically we are expecting some of the people who all are having like more than 5 years or 6 years of experience on that type of resumes. No, we can expect it should be more
Right.
than one page.
Hmm.
But in other cases, still, if you have worked on lots of tech stack, but basically we are not expecting a college fresher to work on most of the
Hmm.
tech stack, most of the projects. So at that point of time, still, if you have done lots of things, then you should play with your fonts, you should play with your headings, you should
Right.
properly format. And apart from that, still, if you have lots of achievements, still, if you
Hmm.
have lots of interest, you have done so many things. Just to
Right.
consider you have done lots of things. At that point of time, try to put that in two column format. Okay, because you have to justify your technical expertise, you have
Right.
to justify your projects, you have to justify your internship if you have done that. If you have not, then you have to again check that alignment. Your internship will be there on the first, then the
Right.
project, then your skills, then your goals, then whatever you have done. Have you participated on any contest? If you have got any rank, so this kind of information you have to market over. And with respect to experience, like you have, less, I have 5 years of experience, but still,
Hmm.
I always try to precise my resume, in the one page only, because obviously, mostly in the interviewers, they are not going to take your resume more than 1 minute. That too, like in the first 10 second or 6 second, between 6 to 3 second, you can say every uh, average time they are taking that. in
Right.
order to create a very first impression. Then only they will read out to the deeper, like is the most relevant information is there on the CV or not? Is
Right.
that guy is a problem solver or not? Don't sell yourself. Like I have seen couple of CVs where what the people used to write, they are a good problem solver. No, don't write it. You are a good
Right.
problem solver.
Right.
Instead of saying that, like you will not, you wanted to put that information highlight. If you have participated on any of the coding competition, like lots of coding competition is going on the different platforms, right?
Right.
What people used to do, they need to participate, they have to showcase the ranks. If they have got anything, it's fine. Anyways, we are not expecting you should be champ on everywhere, but at
Hmm.
least if you are participating, put those links. As
Right.
I have already initiated the topics for links, just I'll tell you what has happened in the last organization. I have got a CV. That guy was very nice, and
Hmm.
he has mentioned his CV like lots of things he has done. But the project link, let's say you have done a project, then obviously you should put like whatever the GitHub profile you have created. So you should mark, okay, this is what the project I have done, and this is what the respective link. But that
Right.
link should be clickable. It
Hmm.
is not like I am going to copy paste this again on the browser and I will see that. No, I
Right.
won't have that much time. So this kind of thing you have to take care.
Right. 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 All right. So we do have one question from the chat that is 12th marks kept into the consideration while jobs, and what is a good score according to you?
See, I'm not telling that the score is not considerable. Yes, it is. But in some of the organization, just you have to put how much score you have get and in which year we have get it. But yeah, obviously, like if you'll go with the Microsoft, currently they have directly marked on their the careers page, like they want aggregate is like 8. But in Amazon, if you'll go to that internship, they are not worried about that. If you are go with that your competitive programming, if you are good with
Hmm.
your coding skill, your problem solving skill, they're fine with that. But yes, some of the organization they are already created a bar, and you should satisfy that criteria.
Right, right, right. All right. So, sir, moving on to the conversation, just as you said that people mention they are a good problem solver, but that does not define anything. So,
Correct.
even among the students, there is this confusion that many job postings everywhere it is written they want good problem solvers. But what exactly are companies referring to when they mean problem solvers?
Problem solver in the sense, see, basically two things here you need to understand. First of
Right.
all, let's say if you are a good problem solver, then where as a recruiter I can see you have done this thing. First of
Hmm.
all, even though if you are writing a good problem solver, again this will depend on the first point only. That I have mentioned some time back. You should put a clickable link. Let's say you are doing problems on lead code, on that also on the weekly basis contest is going on, right?
Right.
Hackathon, again problem solving is good. So what we are trying to see that, let's say one contest is going on, okay, on there they have asked you to solve 4 problems or 5 problems. We just wanted to see within that particular time, are you trying to solve those problems or not? Even though if you're not able to do, that's completely fine, but give a try. I have
Right.
seen so many people, they are not even given a try. So
Hmm.
as soon as you will give a try, so mostly, if you'll go with that mostly product-based organization, what is happening is they are giving a timeline of 45 minutes or 1 hour. Within
Hmm.
that particular time, you have to solve the problems. That can happen. Like you have tried with your brute force approach, but you have not able to reach to the solution. But what
Right.
we are trying to check out, and that kind of scenario is whether that employee, whether that a candidate is able to perform on that particular time or not. Okay, there could be a chances like we can again ask that after hiring, we can ask to that customer we need some more time, but still we should
Right.
have a confirmation this guy will perform under the pressure. He or she can able to solve the problem within that particular time. They should have
Right.
the capabilities. So
Right.
that's what the only thing we wanted to see as a
Right.
problem solver.
All right. So, there's a one very good point mentioned in the chat that having a portfolio can be much more interesting than just a normal CV. So, sir, would you like to shed some light on what a portfolio is and how it is being presented in nowadays interviews?
Before going to answer that question, first of
Hmm.
all, you should be able to know the difference between what is a CV and what is a
Yes.
resume.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Absolutely.
So basically, people are not aware like what is a CV or resume, but in most of the organization, if they will ask
Hmm.
the CV, if they can share the resume, it's fine. So
Right.
the portfolio thing will come into that CV part, and resume is like your short description, what you have done in your technical expertise. But again, CV is like whatever you have done in your past experience, even those relevant information. Maybe it's not at all being used in the organization, but resume. you have to create as per that organization details. Let's say one job post you have get it from LinkedIn. Just consider a scenario, you have got a job post from that LinkedIn. On that particular, you can check, okay, this is what the thing which they are looking for. If it's
Right.
satisfied, because you are only the person who know your capabilities before going to apply to that organization.
Right.
As I have mentioned sometime back, don't lie on the resume. Okay, as soon as you will get the keyword, you can use those kind of keywords. So that will fall under the category of resume.
Right.
But in the portfolio, again, that will go to that CV format. Yeah, on some time we are checking that CVs also, where that people, whatever they have done so far in terms of technical expertise, in terms of, sometimes unintentionally people are also doing the problem solving, but they are not aware, oh, this is a problem
Right.
solving skill, I have done that. So this is what the thing. This is what the difference between CV and resume. You can put it the portfolio thing, but yeah,
Hmm.
always you should keep in the mind like the whatever the information, whatever relevant information you are putting over that CV or resume, that should able to explain like, okay, you have done these things.
Right.
So that's what the difference between.
All right. And again, a follow-up question we have from the chat. Omkar is asking, can you show any good templates for resume?
There are a couple of templates, but as I
Hmm.
have mentioned, like I didn't got a
Right.
chance to like anyways we are not here for the promotion, so I'm not
Right.
going to take any straightforward name for, yeah, this is the website, you can
Right.
use it. There are n number of websites, okay, you
Hmm.
can take the reference, you can use it. Even if you want, okay, I can share that with you in some time, not directly over this over here, but yeah, there are a couple of
Right.
websites that you can use that. But one more thing, now I can see n
Hmm.
number of templates are there available in the open source, right? On
Right.
that also, lots of segregation has been now is been introduced in the market. Let's say you have a resume of two pages. So
Hmm.
the good thing is they have created the template itself. They will put everything in a single page, and n
Right.
number of format will be there. Let's say you have an experience of 2 years in digital marketing. So what you have done in the digital marketing, directly they are taking that, means they
Hmm.
have created an application, maybe they have done some AI thing, maybe they have created some application tracking or something they have done from their side in order to
Right.
take that specific lines. Then they themselves will create a CV for you, so you don't
Right.
need to worry about it. But when we have started, at
Hmm.
that point of time, these things was not there earlier.
Right. Right. So, sir, as a recruiter, when you get all these resume, what is the first thing that you look at?
First of all, we used to check this candidate will match our requirement or not. Let's
Hmm.
say I have got a project in which I need a C sharp developer. So it's
Right.
not like I will not take C++ developer, because C sharp is an incremented version of the C++. That's the
Right.
advanced version, you can say. But that guy should able to grab the things very quickly. He
Hmm.
or she should be expertise at least that C++. They can able to solve the problem, one database knowledge, because mostly the application will be based on some databases. So this
Hmm.
kind of relevant information which we are looking for. You should write something like, you should stand out from a crowd, because lots of, if we will get lots of CVs, how we will able to know like you will done that or not. So these things again will fall under to that your DS algo skill.
Right, right, right. Amazing. So, sir, just as you said that nowadays it is essential to stand out from the crowd. But once again, there's a very thin line in between, standing out and then being flashy. So, what are some absolute no's that person should not do so that, they are not going on to the extreme end?
Yeah, so couple of things I have already mentioned it.
Right.
So you should be always not use any poor formatting. Okay,
Hmm.
always write the precise project, precise information
Mm-hmm.
inside your CV. Your CV should not lie. Everything should be like crisp and clear information. Put a particular section for the tech stack. Apart from that, still like you should check like for which role you are applying for. Either it is for data scientist, either it is for SD role, either it is for testing role. So as per the various roles, you should first take the initiative. Okay, I want to do this. But mostly what people are doing that for a single CV, they are using in multiple roles. That
Right.
will going to work for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Satisfy the criteria. So
Right.
they should have, okay, this is what the thing, couple of things as I have already mentioned, page formatting, relevant information, clickable links. And with respect to projects, if you are a working professional, it is definitely good. First, you start your CV with your working experience. Hey, I was working for this organization from this year to this year. This is what the project I have done. This is what the tech stack I have used. If you
Hmm.
are a college fresher and if you have done internship, then put your internship in the very first. Then you can proceed to the next. If you have not done suppose anything, you have not got the internship in the college, then put your project in the very first. Among them
Right.
also, I would like to highlight one thing. Mostly what I have seen, college fresher just doing a copy paste project which is available openly in the internet, but
Hmm.
they are not putting their, like, let's say, if you'll do this copy paste, even as a recruiter, even I know this information or this kind of application is available over the internet, we
Right.
will not go ahead and check, even until and unless if we will not see what user or what that particular candidate has been implemented something from their side. Let's say if it's not like you have just changed the font, at least
Hmm.
implement some functionalities by yourself. that
Right.
will that will also stand out you from the crowd to a standalone. Because mostly I have seen they are putting some a clone project. No, don't put that clone project. Even though if you are putting that clone project, put some highlighted thing. Okay, this is what the functionalities which I have implemented by myself. This is not I have copied it from somewhere. That is enough for me. Okay, at least if you have implement a single functionality by yourself, I
Hmm.
will able to know you have the idea for the architecture. Because you know what will happen. Let's say if I have hired you, just a simple scenario, I have hired you, somehow you got hired in an organization. Post that, if you will get an assignment to work on the project, and if you
Right.
have not an idea for the architecture, how the architectures are working, then you will not able to solve the project. At the end of the day, you should be answerable to your manager, so things will
Hmm.
not move in the right way. So you should understand how what you are doing, how you are doing, create something from your side which will impress the interviewer. So this thing obviously will make an impact.
Got it. All right. So again, we have some follow-up questions. So is writing a declaration at the bottom of the page compulsory? And secondly, there's one more question. It says, can we mention GitHub and Tableau public links on the resume? Will that be helpful?
GitHub public link, just you can make it. But again, that, and being an interviewer, no one is interested what you have written in the code, because we have lots of people who can help you to optimize the code. Even the code quality is not good. What
Hmm.
we want exactly to see is, let's say you have created a website. Obviously, either you have hosted somewhere over your local host or public host. If it is in local host or somewhere, put that live link directly over there. So as soon as being an interviewer, if I'll click on to that link should redirect me somewhere. From there, I
Right.
can see what you have worked. So obviously, you should put your live link. But yeah, you can put your GitHub link as soon as, let's say, if being a technical interviewer, let's say from the second point of time or the third point, like n number of interviews can happen based on that roles or based on that number of experience, for how many years you have an experience or which role you have applied for. Because mostly if you'll apply for STU2, definitely 3 or 4 rounds will be there. On that, let's say being a technical interview, definitely I would like to see the code quality what you have written. So it is definitely, yes, you need to write your GitHub link, but parallelly put the live demo link also, like this is what the project, this is what the application I have been implemented, and here is my work, you can see this. So like that you have to
Right.
mention it for sure.
All right. So we have extensively discussed the resume part of things. Now let's get back to the second part of this session, that how can one improve their problem solving skills in order to crack the companies? Yeah.
So before going to proceed that, first of all I would like to tell, get a language, be a
Hmm.
master on that.
Right.
Even a basic thing, very basic thing. Take any language, on whatever language you are comfortable with. Take any one of them, then start working on the data structures part, like
Hmm.
the array, how arrays are working, how QQ is working. Okay,
Hmm.
based like in an interview, my favorite question is, can you implement this for me? Can you implement LRU? That is a very famous question.
Right.
Even I have faced this question in my couple of past experience as well. Then slowly you have to move. It's not like within a day or night you will be champ. No, it's a
Right.
effort for an entire day, not even entire month, entire year. People are giving their time.
Right.
Slowly you have to make a progress. Let's say you have completed your array.
Hmm.
Post that you have moved it to stack. Okay, then move it to queue. So like that you have to take each and every algorithm, each and every data structure. But what I used to suggest to my learners, as soon as you have completed a language, if you have a basic understanding for array, pointer, then queues, then immediately start solving the question. Because
Hmm.
if you will think like you will learn everything, then you will start implementing the question. You will
Right.
these things will never finish because so
Yeah.
many things are there.
Hmm.
Better start solving the question as soon as possible. Let's
Right.
say in a month you have solved around 30 or 40 questions.
Hmm.
Please give the contest. I always emphasize to people, please give the contest. You will feel the pressure. It's okay if you're not able to solve the question. Post that
Hmm.
immediately contest. No, people are solving the question in the offline. Maybe you will get some suggestion. Okay, this was the approach. I can use that. Again, attempt next quiz. Again, give the next quiz like that. If you will just start doing that, then your problem solving skill will get increased unintentionally. Even though if you'll not do, if you'll just participate on the quiz, if you'll just follow up the question, if you'll just get to know the approaches, the optimized approaches, at least try with the brute force approach.
Hmm.
That is enough. That is enough. Literally, that is enough. Try
Got
to do that. As soon as you'll do that, one by one, you will just step ahead to the ladder, and you will be in a master subject for sure.
Right. Now, sir, problem solving is one part, but now, when we are in an interview and when the interviewer is asking us the same question, how should one ideally explain it? Because communication, I believe, is the equally important part. So, what should be the ideal way of explaining what is your thought processes?
Always try to engage the interviewer with your question. I have
Hmm.
seen couple of people what they are doing. First of all, don't make the mistake. Even though if you know this is what the optimized way to solve a problem, don't do that immediately.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
if being an interview, if I'll come to know you haven't you are not going with the brute force approach, you are doing that directly optimizing, definitely my expectation will get increased. Don't
Right.
do that.
Hmm.
Start with the brute force approach. Like, hey sir, this is what the approach which I'm thinking. Maybe it's not an optimized way, but yeah, definitely I'll give it a try. Then start with your brute force.
Hmm.
Then move ahead one simple step, take a simple step ahead, and then solve it in an optimized way. But
Right.
always get a contact. Whatever you are thinking in your mind, please speak. As soon as you will speak, I will come to know being an interviewer. Other person will know as an interviewer what is at least I'm thinking. At that
Right.
point of time, in some time, if a candidate will go in a wrong way, we used to guide them. We are not giving our time in order
Right.
to spoil anything. We are
Hmm.
just
Hmm. Hmm.
going to hire. That means we have something for you. If you will satisfy our criteria, we will offer the job for you, right? So that
Right.
is what the hierarchy. Always try to engage whatever you are thinking. Maybe it's not right solution. Maybe it's not possible optimized solution, but at least speak. You
Right.
should always make him engage with your thinking. That's it.
All right. Now, sir, here, also comes one irony. Like just as you said, that even if the person knows the optimized process, they should tell the brute force approach first and then they should tell the optimize. Now, what I think is, not everyone is, very good at faking. So let's say they are telling first the brute force approach and the interview catches that this person already knows the solution to it. So does that gives a negative impression or is it neutral or what is it like?
That will not give you any negative impression. Say,
Mm-hmm.
mostly in the Google, you will get not you will not get any repetitive question. But I
Mm.
will not take any name of the organization. But on that, they are just asking famous question. Let's say,
Right.
what is queen problem? That's a very
Mm.
famous question. What's the ladder problem?
Mm.
Okay, rain watering problem. So these
Right.
questions on the DBT are very famous.
Mm-hmm.
So being an interviewer, it's not easy to get directly optimized solution, but at least I should have an idea. If
Right.
you will get a new question, at least you can give a try for the brute force approach. Then you
Mm.
will slowly move to that optimized solution. Although I came to the yes, because these
Right.
questions are very famous.
Right.
So that's what the impact you have to make. I know the brute force, then I'm moving it to optimize. Same way, if I'll get a new question, I'll solve it first as a brute force because most of the questions you may not aware. In an interview also,
Right.
there could be a very high possibilities like
Hmm.
you will get a new question and you have not seen this question in your past. That could
Right.
happen. So at least you can give a try from the brute force. So that kind of impression you have to make. Yes, if I'll get it, I'll just follow this step. I can try with this, then I'll come to that optimization part, or maybe with respect to time complexity, or maybe with respect to space complexity. That's a different thing. But yes, I
Right.
can give a try. That confidence you should build up.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
That confidence you should build up. That impression you have to create by yourself. So this
Right.
kind of thing, you will get a positive point for sure.
Hmm. 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 Right. So, sir, it's always and always the same tips for any, webinar I'm doing for any technical issue. Always it is about the game of persistence only, that one should keep trying and eventually they're going to get better. And I hope, the one should understand this, as soon as possible. It takes us multiple iterations, hearing it from multiple people to believe that. But yeah, that is the way to go. Everyone can learn programming and everyone can be good at it.
Correct.
All right. So, sir, with that being said, any parting message to the learners?
Yeah, definitely. One thing I would like to tell, don't lose the hope. Sometimes,
Right.
you will feel like, okay, this question I'm not able to solve. Maybe I will not make my career on this field. You can do that. It's
Right.
not like even when I have started, I also faced the same thing. But don't lose your motivation. Always try to solve at least a problem. That is
Hmm.
completely okay, even if you're not able to do. Like for a problem, initially you have given your 4 hours or 5 hours or sometimes 6 hours also.
Hmm.
Then these things will, it's ideally used to come to our mind because it's a human thing.
Right.
Who's the hope? If you're not able to do, completely fine. Check the solution. What people have done, how they have solved it. Then immediately move to that another question. Again, try to solve it. Make a
Hmm.
relation from your last question if you have done that or not. Try to learn algorithms. Try to learn data structures. So if you'll just follow these two, three things, definitely after a couple of days or after a couple of months, you will be
Hmm.
feel like now I'm just enjoying this thing. So that's what the only one tip I would like to give this to all the viewers.
Right. Right. All right. So thanks a lot, sir, for joining us. I believe this was an amazing session for our learners. They got to learn multiple things. And everyone, stay safe. We wish you a great career ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Bye bye.